Hey everyone, it's Vax. I'm reporting for TechZulu.com. I'm sitting here with
Boris Epstein.
So what do you do?
I run BINC. We're a professional search firm, a headhunting agency. We recruit for web and software companies exclusively in LA, Bay Area, and in Seattle.
Well, how about this? Tell me like how you started BINC. You know, I mean, like what made you decide? You know what? I want to start, a tech recruiting company.
Yeah. So I was recruiting for a very small, local focused recruiting company. What frustrated me by that model, and I have to say that my initial mentor and manager was a phenomenal recruiter. I just disagreed with his business model. His business model was focused on anything tech related, which included not only software engineering, but electrical engineering, hardware engineering, civil engineering. Anything technical would pretty much do for him. And what I found myself is every time I reached out to a new client or a new candidate, I had to relearn their industry, relearn their marketplace, and I felt like the biggest faker, having to pretend like I was a subject matter expert in their business or in their career growth path when I really wasn't. So I decided to start a business that actually focused on a specific niche. My initial perception was that software was small enough to really put my arms around. I'm learning every day that it's bigger and bigger than I actually initially believed it to be. But I love the software marketplace. It keeps me cutting edge. It keeps me on the actual forefront of a marketplace. I'd say there's probably of the majority of the markets out there's the most innovation that goes on in the software marketplace. Is the fastest pace, ton of wealth being developed, and just a lot of action, activity. Candidates are moving, clients are hiring. Executives are leaving to found companies. I love the action. I love the activity, and probably one of the greatest decisions I ever made to start BINC.
Are there any specific, say, job industries like that you run, or is it just in general for everything?
Yeah, definitely. So if you say web and software to some people, it's considered very niche. Obviously, if you're in the web or software world, it's a huge, huge pool that we're working within. It can cover the gamut of markets from enterprise software, infrastructure software, web software. Could include e-commerce, search, community. We're getting into gaming, artificial intelligence, semantic web technologies, really trying to stay on the cutting edge of what companies are able to do through the power of software and web technologies out there. BINC does that by making a lot of phone calls every day. We basically, as a company, employ a number of recruiters. Each recruiter talks to, say, 10 to 20 company executives every day, and about 50 to 75 talented software professionals, ranging from developers, product managers, product marketers, business developers, and just by collectively understanding all that information that's flowing through our doors, make decisions as to what's the hottest markets to be working with, what are the hottest candidates to be pursuing. And that helps us keep our finger on the pulse of the market, basically.
So who are in the same space as BINC in terms of, as competitors or whatnot, and how do you differentiate yourself between those competitors?
So there are, of course, a lot of recruiters. The barrier to entry to becoming a recruiter is very low. You basically need a phone or a computer, but the barrier to actually be of considerable value to your clients is high. The way that we offer value to our candidates is by staying in touch with them throughout their careers, understanding that it's not all about making a job change right now. It's all about making the job change when it's appropriate for you in terms of your career growth plan. So we try to be almost as we try to serve almost like as advisors, career counselors to our candidate base. On the flip side, to the client base, they're looking for access to talent that they would never find otherwise. There are paths to least resistance to finding talent out there, like putting it out on the job board, mining the job boards, asking your employee base for referrals, but very rarely are the most talented professionals in the marketplace open to making moves per those sorts of avenues. So the way we offer value to them is by keeping in contact with these top talent even when they're not making moves, so that when someone who is incredibly talented is open to making a move to a specific company, we're right there with that information to make that match. So most companies just don't want to put that effort forward to make those sorts of connections, and that's what our business was built on. That's how we do it.
Can you explain to me the process, of how BINC would work for a candidate, and also the flip side to that, how would BINC, say, provide value for the employer?
Yeah, absolutely. So from the candidate perspective, we always start out with an initial getting to know you conversation. it could last anywhere from like 30 minutes to an hour and a half. We get to know their background, the specific role they played at their company, how they progressed throughout their career, and what they consider to be an ideal next move for them in the short term as well as in the long term. We get a sense of their motivations, what's wrong with what they're currently doing, and what would be more right with what they could be doing next. We basically take that information and try to calibrate it against the open opportunities that we currently have available. If we find a fit, we put our best foot forward, present the candidate to the CEO or vice president of whatever client we're representing, and we work with them throughout the entire interview process. We set up interviews, we prepare them before interviews, we debrief them after interviews, we help negotiate the offer, work with them all the way through their start date, and then even keep in touch thereon after to make sure that it's the right fit for them. From a client's perspective, again, that it's all about digging deep into what they're specifically looking for. It doesn't take too much intelligence to read a job description and match it up with a resume, but beneath the job description, there's so much depth behind what a company is actually looking for, what their culture's like, what they specifically need this person to do, and how they need this person to function. And by understanding the software marketplace, we're able to, take out from our clients' conversations exactly what it is they're looking for and make that match for them. And of course, we offer that same level of service to the client as far as setting them up on interviews, preparing them to interview the candidate, debriefing them afterwards, and helping them negotiate the offer all the way through to closure.
Has the current financial markets themselves, affected, say, business such that, has it increased business, or, has it not changed? I mean, how's it changed so far?
Yeah, I would say that BINC was founded in 2001, probably the lowest point in the technology market in a very, very long time. So every year it's gotten a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. I would say, someone asked me a very interesting question. They would say, when in your experience recruiting have you seen the absolute best times in our market? And I would say today. And then, but I would say, if you ask me that question tomorrow, I would say today. Meaning every day it's getting a little bit better, and even right now I'd say today is the absolute best time I've seen in the technology market from a recruiter's perspective. Of course, there are talks of a recession. I personally believe it's a self-propagating sort of a phenomenon, meaning more people are talking about it, so it's actually turning into a little bit of a reality. But there are some truths to financial cutbacks in what a lot of the social networking sites out there are seeing in the forms of like advertising dollars spent that could very well influence those sorts of business models that rely heavily on advertising. So we're instructing and suggesting that our candidate base be a little bit more particular when they choose to work for their next employer, dissect their business model a little bit deeper, make sure there is compelling revenue stream and ability to sustain if in fact this recession does influence our market.
For technical experience, what do you see employers are looking for? PHP, .NET or something like that?
I'd say that if we talk to, we probably have 10 or 15 different companies that we recruit for down here in LA, maybe another 20 to 40 that we kind of keep our tabs on. If you profile all of them, you're going to hear your Ruby development shops, you're going to see the PHP, you have the .NET, you have the Java. I definitely say .NET and Ruby are probably more prevalent down here, followed by PHP and probably Java in the lowest. And that those numbers are completely probably flipped and all over the place. If you talk about the Bay Area, a lot more Java up there. Then probably followed by, PHP, then maybe Ruby, then .NET.
Can you give me an outlook for what's ahead for BINC for 2008?
We are going to deeper infiltrate the LA market, the Bay Area market, and Seattle market. We're on the lookout for more talented recruiters. We have a ton of great clients looking to grow their companies, a ton of great candidates that are open to making moves. Right now, the only thing that's slowing us down is the ability to hire and retain phenomenal recruiters to continue offering great value. We see more activity in the LA marketplace, more activity in the Bay Area marketplace, more activity in Seattle. And once we feel like we've fully covered the West Coast, we want to open up practices in new markets. We're going to be offering deeper practice in gaming, semantic web, artificial intelligence, has a lot of interesting work going on. The mobile space has a ton of activity, so we just want to continue to stay on the cutting edge of the market, potentially beyond the West Coast, move into other tech-dominant markets like New York and potentially even overseas.
Are you guys hiring or looking for anyone?
Yeah, we're looking for phenomenal recruiters, and you don't have to be a great recruiter. You just have to be passionate, intelligent, hardworking, honest. Give us a call if you're interested. We'd love to talk to you.
And how would they get a hold of you guys?
Yeah, so our website, BINC, B-I-N-C search.com. We just started a blog, askbinc.com, where we follow the happenings of the software marketplace from a headhunter's perspective. We're also, of course, always looking for great clients that are looking to grow their companies and great candidates that are interested in exploring the marketplace.
Well, thank you so much, Boris. I appreciate it.